Hi, my name's Larry. So I wanted to just go over my KLR. I bought a 2022 KLR 650, and I had sort of done a real quick video before going over some of the things that we had done to it, or that I had done to it. So, like, here's the kind of interesting thing. So the 2022s just came out this year, and they're a fuel injected bike now. They quit making them in 2018. There was a 4-year hiatus, and they're back now. So now that they're back, the KLRs came back as essentially the same bike that came out about 30 some years ago. Very similar frame, almost identical engine. Like I said, like almost no changes except for they did like a throttle body style carburetor. They actually updated the dashboard. Let's see here. Get the key. Bring you up over here. So they updated the dashboard to a digital dash instead of gauges. Now, while doing this, I installed a double USB port, which is Quick Charge 3.0, the Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0, a voltmeter, the factory switch and wiring harness for a set of fogs that I got off of Amazon. I'll try to put a link to the fogs, but these are the fogs. They're ridiculously bright, like much brighter than the headlight actually. These are TRex crash bars. They do the crash bars as an upper set, which you see here, come down, they cross over, meet into the frame. Then they have the lower set of crash bars, come back, tie in by the foot pegs. Then there's the TRex skid plate. You see the edge there. So there's your TRex skid plate. The TRex center stand right here. The Caribou side cases, which I have mounted. Well, there's a story behind that. I don't have them mounted backward. The previous owner installed some of the stuff. So he mounted these backward, and he explained to me why, and it makes sense. So normally people would mount the deep end against the bike, and the lid would be on the outside. So what happens is you would have the deep end stuck, the lid would be open, you would be trying to jam everything back into the deep end, and as you did that, when you would be trying to close it, because you just had the lid, things was trying to fall out. That was his thought. So what his thought was, let's use gravity to our advantage, and let's take the deep end here. So you take like say here's a bike cover, your jacket, whatever you're doing. You can put that stuff in here, and gravity is helping you so that you're not fighting everything falling out. The other thing that I did is, this is a Amazon knockoff of a Givy bag. So Givy is like their $300 similar hard bag with a backrest. This is I believe it was around 80 or 90 bucks on Amazon. Functionally very similar to a Givy. Not quite the same quality, I guess, but it works for me. The other thing I did that a lot of people might think is geeky, but I have like all over the bike, like I have on the forks, I have on the Caribou bags, on the fake Givy trunk, all over the back of the bike. I have 3M high reflective material, so that as cars are sweeping around me in the dimmer light or at night, that they're able to see this thing lighting up in the daylight. Oh, that's right. Another thing that I did, I'll show you here, is I did the Pro Taper ADV high bend bars. It was asked, how did I run the cables? Well, essentially I took the stock bars off, took the controls off of the stock bars, kind of hung the controls down right here, mounted well, I didn't mount the Pro Tapers. I kind of slid the Pro Tapers that way, slid the controls on this side, kind of worked it this way, slid the controls on that side over there, and then brought the bars up into my high-rise mounts. I have 1.25 bar risers right here. So Pro Taper, ADV high bend. Now, I also did the 3D Cycle Parts Windshield Riser kit. And I bought the V-Stream, I think it's called, mid-rise windshield, which is a good bit higher than the stock one. It was too high for me. I was looking through it, and I don't like looking through it. So I kept the risers, but I went back to the Kawasaki. Now I do have like a laminar lip, like or a windshield extension that sticks up a little bit that I may use. When it was in its stock angle, which is the stock angle lays the whole thing way down like this, so it's coming like straight at your face. So this rolls it way up into the air, which adds a lot of height to it. So I kind of feel like I don't really need that stuff. All right, so let's go to the story behind the bike. You see this a fender stiffener. We also have the fork stiffener right here, the Eagle mic, the actual Eagle mic one, not the Chinese copy. This is JNS Engineering is actually who makes this, by the way. So the original owner was a BMW guy. He was a nice fella, and he was into the BMW big adventure bikes, and he thought, yeah, he had over 200,000 miles on his bike. It was tapped out. He was done with it. He was going to buy a new bike, and he thought, well, this new fuel injected KLR was coming out, so let's go for that. So he bought this bike, and he put around 300 miles on it. He bought it in, I believe it was September of 2021 when they first came out. He ordered this and got it. So I bought this bike, May, June of 2022 with just 300 miles on it. Now he had already owned like the fender brace. He had installed the Eagle mic fork stiffener. He had installed the TRex, all the TRex parts. He had installed the Caribou bags, the Happy Trails racks that are holding them. He had installed that. He did give me, let's see, over here, I have a set of the progressive front fork springs for the bike. So he did not install them. He had the dashboard. This is a base model bike, non-ABS. So the dashboard did not have any of the factory accessories. So I ended up ordering the wiring harnesses and the factory accessories. So this is a factory USB port. Let's see if you can see in there. Not sure if you could tell. This plugs in the way, but that's the factory low power USB. So that would be able to, power something small, but it won't do the fast charge on your modern phones. He did not have the factory metal housing switch and wiring harness for the factory fog lights. So I bought that also with the harness, put the relay in underneath the dash. You have to take all this apart. Instead of putting a 12-volt cigarette lighter port here, I thought this was a better use of that space. Wired up all this stuff. We're using all factory wiring, factory wire harnesses. What else? I bought a cheap, crappy Amazon tank bag, and it works beautifully for what I need out of it. So until it breaks, I'm not going to go spend money on another one. He had I got to be careful about my license plate. He had installed the 2-liter fuel can on the back. A lot of the stuff was done by him. So anyways, this bike, out the door, he paid around 70, what is it? I believe he said the bike was around $6,400. Tax, paperwork out the door, he was around $7,100. So I bought the bike after he added a couple $1,000s worth of stuff to it. I gave him $8,100 for the bike that's near new. At this point, I bought it with 300 miles. Let me turn this back on. And the bike is currently at 2,334. So I put 2,000 miles on the bike. So far, I like the bike, the KLR. I mean, I've had them before. I had a 2009 that I put like 25,000 miles on and sold. So I knew what to expect. Already had read that the fuel injection didn't add any power, didn't really change the bike much at all. Just makes it, I guess, start easier, and hopefully the problem some people are having with fuel pump failures I don't have. I'll do the Eagle Mike Do. They call that's your balancer adjuster assembly. It's a real easy thing to do at home. There's a couple special tools you need, but I already have them because I bought them 10 years ago for the other bike. I did swap the tire, the back tire. Let's see here. So I put a Shinko 705 on the back. Took off the stock one. I have to cover my license plate, by the way, because if YouTube sees a license plate on a monetized ad, which I just recently went monetized with my channel, and I said ad, but monetized channel, a license plate or any identifying information, they'll knock the ad back out, or the video. They'll knock the video back out. You can't do that. So I have to learn to be more careful with that. But right now I still have the stock tire at the 2,300 miles on the front, and the tire is starting to scallop on me. It's wearing funny, and I think I'm going to not go with Shinko 705 on the front. There's a couple tires that I'm looking at. I'll make a decision at some point here, probably late this fall, and go ahead with that. But I'm real happy with the bike overall, like I keep saying. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to show you, I love this. So I have the Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is what I'm filming. I'm filming this on the S22 Ultra. So this mount that I got on Amazon right here, the phone sits inside of these silicone lined steel pegs, and this side is spring loaded. So you slide the phone down under, pull this out, snap it in. The phone's trapped in here really good. It's a suspension system to isolate some of the bike's vibration away from the phone so your phone doesn't get damaged. And I haven't wired this part yet up because I haven't pulled the gas tank to do my heated grips that you see here. These are Oxford heated grips. When I pull the tank, I am going to run the wiring for these. I'm going to run the wire for this phone is a wireless charger. Sorry, wireless charging mount. So this is, you see right here is the Oxford heated grip cables. So I'll get all that done this winter, and have the bike done for next year, I guess. Have it more complete than it is now. But that's my 2022 KLR 650 fuel injected base model, non-ABS, and I like it. It's a fun bike. It's a good bike especially for single up. It's a little testy if you have two large people, especially, and you're trying to do two-up riding. It'll do it, but you kill the suspension. You really would have to respring the whole bike, which I may end up doing anyways, because going off-road with it, I tend to bottom it out pretty easily, and I can outrun the suspension. That's the first thing that the bike gives up on me, and I'm about 190 pounds. So 190 pounds with the bags, all the crap, all the gear. The suspension's soft if you get any sort of, if you get playful with it. I've been riding dirt bikes since 1978, so I know how to ride, and I can push this bike past its limits pretty easy. But yeah, that's my killer. That's what I've always called my other one. So this one's going to be the same thing. She's my killer 650. I think it's a nice looking bike, by the way. I'm happy with the updates, the changes that Kawasaki made to the bike. I think they did a good job making a very affordable bike that is, it doesn't look cheap. It's not like you're buying the bike and everyone driving down the road says, boy, that guy bought a real cheap piece of crap. It's a fine looking bike. It rides nice. It's comfortable. It's quiet. It's smooth. It still has the thump of the single 650. So it kind of gives you, everything you want in the feel. If you like that 650, what it doesn't give you is power. They're 39, 40 horsepower. So you're just not going to excite yourself with the performance of the engine, but it'll get anywhere you want to go. Just give it the time to get there, and she will. All right. So that's my bike. Wanted to share with you guys.